Welcome, everyone. This is Finally from Nils, and you are listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week we have with us Terry Edwin.
Hi.
Ariandis.
Hey, everybody.
And Sanswinda.
Hello.
And this week we will begin with the news that there will be server time on Tuesday, March 6th for an update to the game. And according to Court of the Rings, that will be update 22.
Yeah, the announcement on the forums didn't actually say update 22, but yeah, that's what I heard was he said in the stream that it's update 22. So, yay, new regions next week. Woo!
So therefore, yes, new regions we get to explore up in Mirkwood, Erebor, Lake Town, and Dale. Without having to go into an instance.
I'm so excited.
Oh, yes. I heard that you're already making reservations for a certain housing item.
Oh, yes. Right after I learned it was a housing item.
Yes.
And that's what?
What housing item stands?
Well, if I've heard this correctly, it was something that I found in the Elf Hall that Bilbo and some dwarves might have been using to escape, something similar like to that, to escape.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I need to work on my rep immediately to get that.
Well, fortunately, I think that's the first area they send you to, so therefore...
That's helpful.
That's helpful. So, therefore, let's head into the LOTRO Beacon, which is issue number...
49, I think it is.
49, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is issue 49. That is right. And we have Daddy's LOTRO Guides have a new raid guide for the Abyss of Mordath. And just in time for people to be distracted with the other new content. And the applications for the Spring Music Festival Solo Artist Competition are now open, and you can click in a link in the beacon in order to open up that. And Fibro Jedi captivates us with his newest LOTRO fan fiction piece. And our comment of the week is, what are you looking forward to most in Update 22? And I know Sans' answer is going to be on that.
I really want to try riding in a barrel.
Yeah.
Please let us know how that goes, if it actually works.
I'm hopeful.
You are hopeful on the matter, yes. And anyone else have anything that they're looking forward to in Update 22?
Well, I'm really looking forward to running around and collecting more pages, because I think we need more pages.
Yes, more pages to collect more books. Yes, there is that.
Is that the one that gives you the housing item audiobook thingy in your house once you collect a certain number?
Yeah, and it also plays that audio clip when you collect each of the pages, so you can hear the pages out of order as you're collecting them.
Okay.
Nice.
How about a cap level area that's not filled with Shadow of Mordor? Yeah. I presume we're not going to have that shadow stuff going all over the place in there because...
You know, I didn't test that on Bulwer. Everyone I took in already had light on their armor because it came on the armor. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you do have a point with that, which... We will just have to test that out at some point in there to be sure on that.
Yep.
And our screenshot of the week is a very nice piece showing a band playing on stage. And their colors of the band
When I
Mhm.
first saw the image, I thought it was fan art. I thought someone had drawn it. It's that good. So go to the Beacon and check out this picture. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Now, I don't know if the person was lucky in taking the shot or if they placed the members of the band so that they would be in the most coordinated positions.
Either way, it's the result is amazing.
Then let's head into our store sales. And Terry, what's on sale this week?
Let's see. Free sample is Universal Solvent ×1 with coupon code USolvent now through March 8th. And 30% off select housing decorations, select housing sets, housing property writs, and I don't even know what those are. And select cloaks. Somebody want to clue me in on what is housing property writs?
Property writs are items that you can use in order to buy the premium housing areas. They're about equivalent to 25 Mithril coins in buying premium houses. And when I look at it, they cost about the same amount. One of these costs about the same amount as buying 25 Mithril coins. So therefore, under normal circumstances, I don't think that they're much of a thing you'd want to buy, because if you bought enough Mithril coins, you'd probably buy the Mithril coins in bulk and get a bulk discount for the Mithril coins, while there aren't any, as far as I know, any bulk discounts on housing writs. So therefore, I think the main use of housing writs are that when you abandon a premium house, you get a number of housing writs as in order back. Instead of getting Mithril coins back, you get these housing writs. So therefore, if you wanted to move and you sell your house, you get these, abandon your house, then you get these housing writs, and then if you needed more in order to make the purchase, then you'd want to buy a few more housing writs for that. So that's the only reason I could think of for using housing writs. For buying one outright, I think, unless you happen to have a really sweet sale going on for housing writs, I think you're better off money-wise buying it with Mithril coins.
I mean, it's 30% off housing writs. Is that?
Yeah, I would say that a 10% Mithril sale would actually be about the same. I would say a 15% Mithril sale would give you a better result money-wise, assuming that you're buying a stately house, the high-end stately houses. You're buying a more expensive house, then the discount on the Mithril coins that if you wanted to get enough might wind up even being able to beat a 30% one or being about the same. Unfortunately, I based on my calculations based on the stately house, because those are the ones they usually buy. But if you're buying a really big house, it may be a different matter. There, I found that a 30% discount, if you'd be paying about $1,750, and if you were buying it with Mithril coins, for buying a 250 package Mithril coins would be $2,000. So as I said, Mithril coins were on sale by 15% or more, then that would be good. Of course, Mithril coins are very rarely on sale.
It was just an odd thing that they tossed into the sale.
I know. Because of course I looked into that myself. I was looking in today in order to see on this thing. Okay, now how good of a bargain does this make it?
On the LOTRO wiki, it says that as of whenever this article was published, to purchase a stately house with the housing writ, you need 6 to 10 housing writs. For the luxurious house, you need 17 to 18, and for a deluxe kinship house, you need 29 to 36. So,
Yeah, to know how many it will cost, essentially take the purchase cost of Mithril coins divided by 25 and round up, and that's how many writs you need.
There you go. But that would require math and thought, Pine.
Yeah, it would require a little bit of math there. Then let's head into our site news. LOTRO Players News is brought to us by Mithril-Class Goat Insurance.
So it's just up here after we kill these orcs, and then are you stopping for Strahn again?
Yes.
As long as dwarves in Moria continue to stop for Skarn, Mithril-Class Goat Insurance will save you 15% or more on your goat insurance.
Well,
Well,
more Skarn
well
over
done.
there.
Oh, goodness.
And let's head into Critters. Critters Journeys, volcanoes and smoke signals mix too well. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this was a really fun episode of Critters. Smoke, smoke, and more smoke. And eagles.
And eagles.
And, well, I mean, you can't really talk too much about Critters without, like, spoiling Critters. But some really great mortar shots up on Mount Doom.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's Critters Journey.
All right. I was looking here. I noticed that Sam Burke said that he wants to have privies on the yards of all of his servers.
We talked about the privies last week. I don't want to talk about the privies again.
Yeah, okay. So
I
then
don't think you can have the privy in your yard, though. I'm pretty sure it has to be over a body of water.
well, I don't know if they have a housing item for those yet, but I suppose we will find out when the update hits. So let's head into our new player question. And this came from Cinders. So does that mean Sans is going to read it?
Sure. Cinders writes, my son was wondering about the read emote. LOTRO Wiki says it shows up under the command/help since January 2016, but no further information was known. It does show up as an emote that way currently, I checked, and in game it says you aren't able to use the read emote yet. But it doesn't show up in the emote panel or store. How do you earn it? Thanks, Cinders and Gerardo.
Yeah, so we don't know.
Yeah. My guess is that the /read emote is a placeholder for certain things you do when you are reading things.
And yet you can't do it like when
But there is no direct
wanting to emote that you're reading or something.
Yeah, apparently there is no direct emote for it, but I have a feeling that it's inside the code for situations like that where you're reading stuff.
So we almost need like a blank scroll item that we can read instead of the emote then.
Yeah, that's what they have a blank scroll or curious scroll or something like that, which you can
Kind
just
of like
click on and read.
the Encore drum.
Yeah.
Right. So that you can read it, but not like travel anywhere or waste your milestone or whatever. But it would look like an emote, just like the Encore drum looks like one. I like that idea.
It would help role players too.
Mm-hmm.
It could help in certain situations. Yeah, I'm surprised that they've never actually implemented. You would think that, considering how many times they actually use the reading code in there, that just adding the emote or at least some way of earning it if they want us to earn it, or even throw it into the store if they want to get a little money out of it.
I mean, they could even make different varieties of things you could read. Like, you could have scrolls you could read, and then you could have, like, top secret scrolls that you could read that would be mostly invisible. And then you could have actual books that you read. Like, you could have, like, giant scrolls that you read. I mean, they've got all the cool horse emotes. I bet they could sell read emotes, too.
There you go.
Or we could earn them as we pick up pages. That would be pretty cool, too. If, like, one
There
of the
you go.
random pages that you pick up happens to be the emote, that would be awesome.
There you go. That's a good one. Then let's head into our week in LOTRO. And Ariandes, what have you been up to?
Well, I actually was not able to. Sorry, can you guys hear the train? Okay. I wasn't able to go in-game at all this week, but I did have a Lord of the Rings marathon today for the first time. I've never watched all 3 movies all the way through, so that was interesting. It was good. It was a good time. Since what did you do this week?
Well, I helped defeat Fingar the Greedy for the first time. I had defeated, or been with the group when we defeated the other 2 bosses before, but I missed the first time that they defeated Fingar with Ploy, and I was able to go this last week, and we actually made it all the way through and defeated Fingar in one run, which was awesome, even if we did have a glitch that denied us our second chest, and we had to redo the trash mobs to get past the second boss that we had defeated and glitched out. But it was a lot of fun. And we beat Fingar, so Sans has officially completed the Tier 1 deed, which is cool. And it was a lot of fun. And then I finished skirmishing in Moria with my dwarf. At least I think we're finished skirmishing in Moria. Pineleaf.
Yeah, that was the last skirmish. Yeah, in Moria. Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. So I finished skirmishing in Moria with my dwarf, but he might be content to hang out in the 21st Hall and surrounding areas for a while. Dwarfs, Skarn, and new content taking my attention elsewhere. I don't think he'll mind too much being stuck there a little bit longer. And worked on some very important epic quests on the field trip with Zurich and Pineleaf, and we demolished a very important Sambrog twice before Tom Bombadil showed up to give us a hard time. So, that was pretty fun.
Kill Stealer.
Yeah, well, I was playing one-handed at that point, too. I had one of them on follow, and my other hand was stolen by my dog, and I was working on getting it back, but in the meantime, I put somebody on follow, and I'm, hitting skills every time I get close to the same. He went down twice. Had to heal all the way back up, and he was just healing up the 3rd time when Tom Bombadil finally got there. And he's like, yeah, you shouldn't go meddling in these tombs, and we're like, yeah, thanks for breaking in instead of letting us kill him. But
thanks for telling us that after the fact instead of warning us beforehand,
after sending us there. It was his own fault that we were there.
He sends you there in the first place. I mean, he's the whole reason you're there, and then he comes up and he scolds you like your children.
He was the only reason I was going in there. So, anyway, that was kind of fun, and we didn't lose our Undying titles, assuming that my character is still working on hers. She might have lost hers way earlier, but she did not lose it in that instance, so that was good. Terry, what was your week? How was your week?
Well, Hexley Xing also finished skirmishing in Moria and has temporarily abandoned the Shang to, you guys are not going to believe that I'm about to say this, to work on some crafting.
What?
I know.
Breaking news, guys. I think Terry broke.
Well, I kind of did. If those of you who follow me on Twitter are aware of, I was in a car accident this week, so my playing time isn't necessarily going down, but my ability to focus right now is kind of not there. So yeah, I spent some time crafting through tiers of crafting that I've not been paying attention to. Also, girls of Middle-earth got lost in the Old Forest and found and then lost again and found again. We inadvertently found, completely by accident, found all but one of the flowers.
Oh, nice.
So, and we're due to go after the last one on the list the next time we do girls. And the other thing I did this week was I picked up my Arkenstone burglar that was the burglar that I gifted the Vallard to level 50 to do Moria. And he did some more creeping around in Moria. So I spent a lot of time in Moria this week, actually. But he went the other way from where our characters just did, because he went up into, did the quests around Jazergund and the Fanged Pit, which is fun to do when you don't have your quest guide or quest tracker or any quest things at all on the map. Like the only things he's got turned on the map are points of interest and where he is. And that's pretty much it. Everything else he's got to try and figure out which dwarves are the stable master and which dwarves are the provisioners and all of that other fun stuff. Although I do have floating names turned on because otherwise I lose the burglar because he goes in the stealth and is invisible on the screen, and then it's like, I don't know where I am. Yeah, so I've had that kind of week. So Pine Leaf, how about you?
All right, we'll begin with my Evernight Warden, who found some lost dwarves in Mirkwood. Then I killed enough spiders to make it easier to find my way into the Shire. Don't ask me how that happens. Yes. And then I ran several skirmishes to eventually assault the Ring Raid's lair. Then on Gladden, my lore master there found a group of quests in Zelamelech that I completely forgot existed. And when you're going from where you have that camp, where you go with Rain, and you go down afterwards into the Grand Hall into the area and look at, I forgot that there was a questing area to the left where you have all these poisoners. And you have all these orcs that are dead from testing poison and all this stuff. And I think we skipped that when we were going through Moria with our group. And I completely forgot that that quest existed. So I stumbled into it and tried to say, okay, now where are these guys? And for a while there, I was thinking, have I ever done this before? But I think vaguely I might have done it once before in the past or something like that. Then on my Langeville Hunter, in addition to finishing up the Moria skirmishes with two other people who've already mentioned it, I also went back into Eregion to take care of some unfinished business. No, I didn't run all those quests that I didn't do, so I still haven't unlocked the swift travel, but I did find the points of interest that you need to find as a hunter in order to unlock the port to Ekadanan, and I also got enough of the hides and wood in order to finally finish up my mastery level for masters. So therefore, I am able to now work completely on my supreme level, which is something that, well, you do whenever you're traveling through Moria. So therefore, I finally got all that finished up. We currently have 18 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious raid of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or you be a guest with us for an episode of LOTRO Players News. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@LOTROplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlliance, LOTRO Players @LOTROPlayers, Ariandis @Ariandis, Maven @Tolkien Maven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf News, Senswinda @Senswinda, and Terry Edwin @Terry Edwin. The Players Alliance has four shows. Every Monday at 8:30 p.m. USD time, we have DDO Players News. Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. USD time, we have LOTRO Players News. And every other Thursday at 9:30 p.m. USD time, we have XP Quest. And our non-live show is the first Tuesday of each month at 9:30 p.m. USD time, Chromatic Bits. You can join us for our live shows at LOTROplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. And this is Pilot Noodles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.